when I see the stuff like saying Lunatics suing you and shit like that, but how do you feel about that? And
I think for the most part, they had no.
This is a family show.
No. This I'm talking about family.
Have no problem.
That's what I'm talking about. Family.
No problem with answering this. I think people were misinformed. When we started the Lunatics, first of all, Murphy Lee was a year out of high school. Bam the stage. My brother Kiwan, and then once we got the deal, City Spud went to jail. Right? So me and the oldest one, we were the ones more engaged on the business side of things and how things were transpiring. I think everybody else was just happy to be there. So you know what it's like if you're in a group, you got some people that's going to the meetings, some people that's on the phone calls, some people that are in those rooms when certain situations are being discussed and how they go. And you got other people that's, I just leave that to y'all. I just leave that to y'all. I leave that to y'all. So when the thing came up of how everything got broken down in the beginning, we had a fucked up deal in the beginning. So the way things got spreaded out was that the oldest member of the group, the manager is his best friend, our business manager is his best friend, and our road manager is his best friend. So they negotiated everything. They put everything into perspectives, and you see what I'm saying? And I'm trying to, because they still got other things, but they were influencing the other ones. So when the ones that did not know what happened found out what happened, now you see us back on tour, except for one. Okay. Because long story short, the truth just needed to be told, and people needed to find out not just why it is, but how it is. And when you found out how it was, you understood. They understood.
Let me explain something to you. I've never seen nobody keep it more real with their crew than you.
I
want you to know, if I'm sitting in New York and I see this shit, it's like a sledgehammer hit me and bust my head open like a fucking watermelon.
You know, they say
I've been with you.
They say you don't understand.
I'm telling you the truth.
No, but they say you don't understand who you are with until you go through something negative. That was our first time ever going through anything that wasn't positive, because you know, we were very, very fortunate, very, very blessed that when we first came out, we were rocket shipping. You know what I'm saying? So when it got to a point to where, okay, now everybody's trying to pay attention to something they should have been paying attention to since day one. But here's the thing, bro. Ever since this group been informed, I've always had the most money. From the time we came into this crew, I came into this crew with 2 cars, my own apartment, and everything else that was, you see what I'm saying? I've always paid my own way and other people's way to get through certain things. So I've never not paid attention to business. You know what I'm saying? Never not paid attention to business. Used to insist people pay attention to business. Used to ask people, you know what's going on? You know what these, you know, but like you said, when the money is coming in, nobody wants to say nothing. And then obviously they look up on the day that the money is not what they think it should be, and then wonder why they don't have it like that. But we all go through trials, tribulations. You know what I mean?
Horrible times in hip hop.
Yeah.
You put that well, my brother.
No, I appreciate it. I know you can understand it.
Because I'm telling you.
You got to reflect.
Right? I've been in this game 30 years. I've been around so many crews. We love the Locks because their brotherhood cannot be.
They influence us. They don't even know that. That's why
they together like this. You hear what I'm saying? The Locks is. I think their whole dynamic to me is that they never let nobody break them up. They together. I think that's what the streets love. So when I just evaluate the whole hip hop game, and I've been around everybody, I've never seen nobody keep it more real than you. And I love everybody, so I'm letting them know I'm not. But I never seen nobody take care of their crew more than you. So it was shocking to me. Just, you know, sitting back, you know, and sometimes you don't know you can have that effect on somebody else. No, but I was just like, you know what I'm saying?
No, but I've always thought
you said
that
the same thing.
The same thing.
You know, that's your sister. Yeah. You know, she like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I was pissed.
I was like, looking at it, you know, because she can read certain shit, like, you know. And
I said he's the most generous person.
Yes.
I've ever met when it came to that, the family and that group and the percentages. And I was like, you giving out what?
I
You know what
also
I'm saying?
didn't in the beginning coming off tour. We come off the Nelly tour. I split it down the middle. I take half and I give them half. So if we come off a tour with $20 million, I take 10. The group get 10.
Bust down 10.
No, but
How
the group
about-
get they 10 and go home. I take my 10 and I pay.
Commissions,
I pay
expenses.
I pay everything else.
Yeah.
Everybody else get to go take their money and go sideways. You know what I mean? Like, so
You know, betrayal, man.
Mhm.
You can't build the wall high enough. That shit'll jump right over
Sometimes
the
it's
wall.
worse
That
than
shit
death.
hurts.
You know that?
Yeah.
That might be.
Betrayal is
I think
the only thing that might be closer, similar than worse than death. It hurts you that much.
Yeah, because it's always from somebody who
That you
love,
that you trust,
somebody
that you love, that you trust at that time to show himself. You know what I'm saying? Because can't nobody you don't know or don't care about hurt you like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you either
it's always
going to
somebody
jail or
you know.
fuck
They
them.
say it's the ones closest to you, but it's always somebody you know that can really, really hurt you. And then you be like, man.
Yo.
I'm just speaking about me, not you know.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that how many times I done looked out for this person, how many times I gave him a chance, how many times people told me, yo, don't have them around you, how many times this and that, and then you still went all out, and then they wind up doing the unimaginable.
Knife in the back.
Firm believer, everything happens for a reason to a certain degree. And a lot of times what I tell, I talk to my nephew, JT, Jason Tatum. And shout out to JT. He had his injury.
Get better.
Get
He
well
had-
soon, my brother.
But I was telling them, yo, don't look at it like that. This is for something. But here's the tricky part. It's not always in what you think it is. It may not be for music. You see what I'm saying? Like what's happening to you here may be needing you to look somewhere else. It may be time. I was talking to JT. I said, yo, it may not be about basketball. I said, because you're him in basketball. It may be you need to spend this time with your son. It may be something you need to spend this time with mom. You may need to go back home and do something. It may not have nothing to do with basketball. So when something affects you that deep, take a full 360 look at it. Take a full 360 look at everything that's going on around you, because just because that's what put the brakes on it don't mean that that's the problem. It just means that you needed to stop for something, and you have to pay attention to what it is. But that's the only way you gonna grow, period. Now you can get mad, say fuck that motherfucker wrong and keep going, but something else gonna happen. I'm telling you, something else gonna happen, because you never fixed it. You quote unquote put a Band-Aid on the shit. You never fucking addressed it. You know what I mean? And not to bring it back full circle, but that's why I think me and her are sitting here to this day, because it was always about a full circle look. It was never about, does this person bring more positivity to your life than negative? I don't give a fuck who they are, Joe. I don't give a fuck who they are, Kiss. It could be your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your uncle. It could be your fucking kids. Does that person bring more positivity to your life than negative? And if it's not, then you need to get the fuck away from them. And sometimes, like you said, family will be the first ones that'll do it to you. But your family should always bring more positivity than negative. It shouldn't even be close. But if it is, then you know goddamn well. And anybody else around, man, just stay positive.
Put him on a mural.
Put him
Put him on a t-shirt.
Hell yeah.
Jada be talking some shit, bro.
Put the boot on that motherfucking car.